Tracy Allen, living in my truth.
Everybody, testing, 1, 2, 3. Everybody out there?
They most certainly can hear me, there's no doubt. Thanks to Pierre, who actually let me use the microphones.
Okay, Pierre.
Awesome. Hold on a minute. Yeah, he said, he got in touch with me and he said, you need help.
Oh.
As I do. You know, as y'all know, I just come on and do what I do. You know, and he said you need help with your sound and your picture, and he's going to come and make sure that everything is good for me. And he came.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Testing.
Yeah, he came and he did this favor for me right here, and I appreciate every bit of it.
Nice. It's a nice setup.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something about living in my truth and how well it is actually helping me as well as people.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned that I needed a desk. Do you know somebody came from living in my truth and bought me a desk?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Support.
Thanks for me. Yeah, support.
Support.
Yeah. You know, telling me that, you know, they love what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that they can help, and told me, we are here. Hi to my favorite ladies. Hey, Monica! That's my baby girl. That's what Monica is saying. See?
I'm trying.
Yeah, we're going to put it in. Hey, Coretta. Hey, sister. Yeah, I told her, I said, look, Monty, I said, I know you're going to have some people on here tonight. Best believe that. You know. Again, y'all, did I tell you that I have the one and only doctor. Not doctor. Doctor.
With a D.
I got the doctor.
Hello,
on
everyone.
here tonight.
Hello. Welcome.
Yes.
I am so happy and so honored to be invited to Living in the Truth, Tracy Williams, another Tracy. Yes.
Indeed.
Her
That's
platform.
why we here.
That's right. Invited to her platform, you know, because she's out there giving the word of advice to the community, and I just wanted to make sure I join her with us trying to help at least one person.
Yes.
If we can help one person,
right, I tell you that all the time.
Yes, regardless if they are trying to stop, whether they're about to start, or if they're in the middle and they're not feeling right about it.
That's right.
If we can change them one person, we did our mission.
That's right.
We did our mission.
Because in my time, I'm that one person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So all it takes is one more to you know, know that we doing God's work.
That's it.
You know, I do want to mention to y'all, the LNMT Awards is coming up. You know, Living in My Truth Awards is coming up on June 27th. Monica, if you can make it this year, you know, I'd love to have you there. Of course.
Now she's shouting you out.
Because you know Vin gonna be there. He's my DJ. You know. Hey, Daphne and Leah. We had such a beautiful time last year, y'all. I just up and did that, and I honored 28 people.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
we got through it. You
That's
know.
awesome.
This year we're gonna do things a little different, but better. You know what I mean? And I'm bringing a little bit more to it. You know what I'm saying? Yada Rees, I'm going to put their names out this week coming, you know, so everybody can know who they will be. As you know, one is the doctor.
Oh, me?
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
The doctor will be one of Yada Rees. You know, and
nice.
I have
a
couple of people that I'm just going to honor for being great people to the community, you know, that helps them and outreach them. I think that all three of these people deserves this, you know, and they've been at this for quite some time. I'm going to release the names next week. If you guys want to, you know, send a donation, I'll put the Cash App for that on here once we get started. And I do have a flyer on Facebook if you want to sponsor us by getting a page, a quarter page, a half a page. in our book this year. And it doesn't have the cards, but if you want a card, or just put whatever you want in this book, just call, the 215 number for the contact, and just let me know. Trying to do something new, y'all, and the computer thing just shouted that out. So I didn't want to mess it up, because y'all know I am not computer swabby. You know what I mean? So I would, you just talk to me, and I'll tell you, what those things cost. All right, and I would appreciate it if all my friends, will come through for me. You know what I mean? Because I really want to keep living in my truth going, as well as the LMT Awards. I think it's something that, people who come sit on this couch, this couch getting famous. You know that, right?
All right.
You know you're on a famous couch, right?
Okay, can I get that
autograph? You want a
Okay.
famous couch, right? And anybody who's willing to come with your story, with whatever you choose to come with to help someone else, you are welcome on this couch. We also can do it by video, what is it called, video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by video if you can't get here, on the couch, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, again, all sponsorees will be absolutely a blessing, in helping out, because y'all know I am LLC, nonprofit. You know what I mean? And I'm just doing God's walk. That's all. Because these people, just like me, need help, just like I got the help. And I promise God that, if He can just get me clean and keep me clean, that I will always give this back. And I have been in this field for 38 years. Nice. You follow what I'm saying? Yes. Regardless of what I was doing.
Absolutely.
I was in this field for 38 years.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I love what I do. That's why I can tell you today that I love all this. I just love me to death. I really do, because I'm blessed and I'm walking for Him, and talking for Him. So we do have the doctor on here today. Hey, sis, what's up? Bubs, Hey,
Bubs.
There go Bubs.
Cousin.
And Kim Richie is on here. Adrian Stokes, Denise Martin, Sky Randolph, my girl Monica Vetter Whitaker, Sharon Dixon, Carolyn Payne. Hey, y'all come on in. Kathy Johnston, what's up, girl? That's one of my co-workers who's excellent at Keystone. Delphine Payne, Daphne Payne. Hey, Dad. Sorry, and my cousin, my sweetie pie, Patrice Todd.
Patrice Todd, yes, okay.
And Jacqueline Nichols.
That's
All right,
y'all.
y'all. That's right. Nice in the building. How about that? All right, y'all. We're going to get started. I'll come back through again with the few announcements, as Trace is going, Dr. Tracy. It's going to take a minute.
There she goes,
Dr. Tracy. You know what I'm saying? The doc will be doing,
doing my thing.
Doing
chicken
her thing.
wing.
Doing her thing. I couldn't wait for this, y'all, because I didn't know what she was doing.
So before I even start, again, I thank Tracy for letting me come on this platform and help someone in the community. But I definitely want to say two things. So I am not a medical doctor. I am not a physician assistant. I have my doctorate in nurse practice, which means I had the highest degree within the nursing field. I have 29 years of nursing, and I have worked in all fields, including mental health and drug and alcohol counseling. So I just want to throw that out there. This is for educational purposes only. If you have any issues with your personal needs, make sure you see your medical provider, whether it's a nurse practitioner, a physician assistant, or a doctor. So I just want to throw that out there. 2, this is not a TED Talk. This is not a lecture. This is a community service that I decided to draw up. So when I speak of things, I'm not going to really go into a whole lot of detail, because I don't, this information can go for days, right? So I just threw a little summarized informational piece just to share with you guys. So if I have any medical personnel out there that say, she not saying everything, she not doing it all, she saying it all, I'm not doing a lecture. We're just hitting main things that the community can understand. And if you have any younger adults or teenagers, like from 13 on up, even though it's it affects a lot children under 13
That's
also.
right. There's
But
so
if you
many
would like
of
to
them.
bring them on
Yes.
just to listen, or make sure you go back and have conversations with them, because this kind of will help them also to see that it's not always about pleasure when we're trying to get high.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
So, I'm doing this I'm doing this presentation on just what different drugs does to our body physically, right? Because Tracy had explained to us and her guests what it can do to us mentally, what it can do to us financially, what it can do to us spiritually. So I wanted to add on a piece on physical, because at the end of the day, they're not thinking about, no one is thinking about it when they're addicted to something about how it's going to harm them. They're just trying to get the high. And I want to start off with different things that's addiction, and it's not always drugs and alcohol,
That's
right?
That's right.
So I want to start off with, I was going to go with a head to toe on how it could affect different systems, but I think I'm going to go with the drugs itself and then break it down like that. So the first thing we talk about smoking, right? Smoking is an addiction.
That's
I don't
right.
care how you do it casually, you do it at this when you're drinking. It is an addiction, and it will harm you. It will harm you from head to toe. It will harm your blood vessels, which is arteries, right? They constrict. Nicotine constricted. So our body needs the blood, the oxygen to go to our brain, oxygen to go to our eyes, oxygen to go to all of our organs to work. And if that is being constricted by that nicotine, it's going to affect every part of our body.
That's right.
Everybody always consider and talk about just your lungs, that you can get cancer or just cancer in general. Well, yes, that is the main thing that we're talking about when we were talking about cigarettes as far as cancer is concerned, and can cause death. But it also can mess up your eyesight. It can make you cause you to have diabetes. Why? Because when we talk about diabetes, our arteries again are being altered by a lot of sugar that's in our blood, and it makes it real thick, and it can't go to our organs. So just imagine having that and the constriction from the nicotine. You're going to cause a whole lot of problems when it comes to that. So smoking is definitely an addiction, and if you need help or assistance, they have patches, they have chewing gum, they have a lot of, Virtual Hospital has a one-on-one session you can go to. So there's a lot of resources you can go to if you want to stop smoking cigarettes. And I know it's hard, definitely. You can always wean yourself off, but there are options. And you don't want to wait until you get sick.
And you can use the 12 steps. I'm going to let y'all know, because you know I'm going to be pointing in here.
There you
can
go.
Use them 12 steps.
There you
because
go.
They work. For anything.
Yes.
If you come to believe in them.
And then I can say, I only smoke when I drink Pepsis. Well, if you always got smoke when you have a Pepsi, that's an addiction.
That's right.
That's an addiction. and
along with the Pepsi.
Along with the Pepsi. Now we're talking about caffeine. We ain't even going to get on that yet. Right? So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are not in denial. When we talk about people accepting their
Big
faith,
word, denial.
the
Big
word is denial. Oh, I'm not sick yet. It's not harming me yet. Don't wait until you get a diagnosis of diabetes or a diagnosis of heart disease or a diagnosis of lung disease to want to stop smoking.
That's what a lot of people have the habit of doing. You know, be their own doctor. You know, and say, nah, it's this, it's not that bad, it's not this. And by the time you really get it checked,
Yup, it's late.
the damage is done. Yeah,
it's too late. We go into we look on WebMD. We do Google. We do ChatGPT.
Stay in the Google thing.
Yeah, trying to have them be a doctor.
Yeah.
So you don't want to. You can always rely for resources, but you still have to go back to your medical provider. And like I said, there's so many resources when it comes to smoking. So if you're a smoker, I think you need to go reconsider and maybe try to stop. It's never too late. It's never too late. And say that too. I've been smoking for 30, 40 years. It's never too late.
Oh, it's doing damage.
Yeah.
You just don't feel it yet.
Yep.
And another thing about smoking around people can kill people.
Secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke.
Secondhand smoke
Can hurt people.
Yes.
I know a few people who actually had lung cancer from that. You know, never smoked a cigarette, but work around.
Right. And then you look at it, if that's not even your goal, if you have children or grandchildren, that could even be a goal for you. Like, okay, I'm going to stop smoking because I don't want my children, my grandchildren to get it. So it's just something to think about if you are smoking. And I know it's hard. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure you don't, I always tell people, you don't want your health to be a cause of your neglect. God, and we're going to bring God back. God's going to give you what he's going to give you, right?
That's right.
But if you're doing things that's going to neglect your health, then that's all on you.
And know this, y'all, and I feel this in my heart, that all through generations, you know, we have been given foods, candies, everything, clothing, everything that has a side effect. Out of all this time, and we ain't know it. Now everybody dropping dead from the same thing.
Yep.
It's like coming from like where? You know, like I ask myself, how did I get lupus? I don't have it in the family, but I have it.
Yes.
And they tell me it's a
autoimmune disease.
Autoimmune disease.
Yes. Yes.
What the heck is that?
When they compare us, and again, I go by things that's evidence-based, so I'm not just coming off the top of my head with opinions and stuff like that. But we are like the only country that had the highest amount of cancer. And now we are finding out that it's in our clothes, it's in our food, it's in the air. So if you get cancer and you're not smoking, you're not doing anything to neglect your body, just know it's something that you probably couldn't even control.
Lupus is in that area.
Yeah, I know.
Lupus is in that area.
I know.
You know,
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, autoimmune disease.
I'm like, wow.
And for I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was saying the autoimmune disease is a disease that your body attacks your own cells.
Attach your own cells.
So there's a lot of diseases that's out there that does that, and there's no cure.
The foods, all these fancy foods, all this stuff we eat that we think is the bomb, and you know it make us, you know what I mean, and then this is killing us.
The wigs,
the dyes, all that stuff.
Yep.
What was that Dark and Love?
Yes.
Remember all that stuff?
Yep.
We was getting in all that stuff. Now today, they telling us it'll kill us. You know what I mean? Look how much of it we use.
Yep.
You know?
Remember the baby powder?
Yeah, the baby powder.
We have it all up the neck. Like, oh, it's hot outside. Up the neck.
You knew you was you seen the baby powder right here.
I was clean.
Right. You was that girl.
I was clean. But that has cancer in it. That's called the ovarian cancer, a lawsuit. So it's just like, thank God, again, it just wasn't meant for us at that time. Because we was using it like crazy. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is alcohol. So again, addiction is not something that everybody wants to do. Addiction is a disease. It is a disease. It is a disease. It actually is. Do we choose it? No. Do we make choices sometimes that make us become addicted? That's the problem.
The thing is, we don't believe that we can.
Exactly. I just have a couple drinks. I ain't nothing. If you have to drink a bottle a day, or you have to have a bottle or a drink when you're nervous all the time, it's not a good choice. It's not a good choice. We have different coping mechanisms, as I say. Exercising, reading a book, taking a walk, drinking some tea, do some yoga. It's all other types of coping mechanisms we can do. Got the Tracy T, 10, right? So, you know, it's other coping mechanisms to do if you're using alcohol as a cushion, right? But again, if it's hereditary, if it's in your family, it is a hereditary gene. So if you know that your mother or your father or your grandfather was alcoholic, you need to start young to making sure it doesn't pass on. Don't be in denial. I just want to give an example, like if you have breast cancer in the family, you need to make sure you're checking on that because it's hereditary. You don't want to ignore that, right? You don't want to. You don't want to ignore that.
I think in the hereditary part of like the family, like for me, I didn't get high or drink because my dad did it. My dad was a chronic alcoholic, but he was what they call a functional alcoholic, which to me there's no such thing as functional alcoholic.
It is a term.
It's a term.
It is a term. I could go to work.
And that's where denial comes big.
Exactly.
That's where denial comes big. Exactly. But I always call him the monster because when he was drunk, he was just another person. But I didn't drink or get high because of that. I did it because of society, wanting to be that
peer
girl
pressure.
and
Peer
pressure. Yeah.
Peer pressure.
I did it for that reason.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell me that I would get addicted. Couldn't tell me that because I'm Tracy Allen.
She Tracy Allen.
You know what I'm saying? That don't happen to me. I'm too cool for that. I'm too hard for that. I wasn't too hard for that.
It went right over here.
That thing went right over the had me like this.
Oh no, I'm shaking. It's not funny.
Stop. It's not my worst nightmare.
That's it.
Yeah, it was fun going into it. I just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I tried a million times, but I just that cocaine, y'all. I just couldn't stop because I didn't have any information nor education.
And back then,
back then you don't get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Today I'm so glad it's big like this.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
I thank God that it's so much information and education on it now.
Well, it came from the epidemic of the opioid epidemic. That's when
opioid
all the
epidemic,
information started coming out because it was having too many deaths going on. They're like, what's going on? And
doctors didn't know what to do.
They didn't know what to do.
They didn't know how to do it.
Didn't know what to do. And then we found out that it kind of started when I get into the Percocets and stuff, oxycodone and narcotics. It came from that. So the doctors was like, hey, your back hurt? Girl, take that. Take them 4 pills.
100 pills.
Give it to them.
We had a lot of people that came into rehab, even when I was in rehab, that didn't consider themselves an addict, or a drug addict, because the doctors gave them the medication. So that eliminated them to think that they were addicts, taking drugs. Well, I feel as though doctors are your biggest drug dealers.
That's it.
Like I said, I have lupus. Like, why and how? Was it from the Tylenols? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Was it from the shrimp I used to eat? You follow what I'm saying? You just don't know.
You don't.
You don't know. Was it from the surgeries that I had? Hey, they're not gonna tell you either.
Where the causes is.
What causes it?
And when she talk about the different, I'm not a drug addict because I get my medicine from the doctor. They're still considered illicit drugs because people are selling them without prescriptions. So illicit drugs are drugs that are illegal, right?
Well, doctors was making money too.
Making money all day long.
Every pill you get, they rich.
That's it.
And I just look at the capsules that they give you. Those pills are sometimes them pills is making them more money than surgeries.
Yep.
The pills never go away. Hey, Tamara. That's my sponsor back in the day.
Hey, Tamara.
Yeah.
But they have, when you look at the narcotics and how they prescribe them, they're not doing it now. So now,
they got busted.
So now
busted,
we got to walk around in pain with back surgeries and post-op surgeries and things of that nature because they're afraid to give us the pain pill and they say, oh, take a Tylenol, oh, take a Motrin. But then when I'm asking for something stronger, now I'm seeking. Now I'm a drug addict.
They think you're a drug addict.
No,
they use that to cover up all what they were doing.
Right.
And the good doctors is trying not to be like the bad doctors. Because I question everything when I go to the doctors. Now they get tired of me because you can't put me in your office for no 10 minutes, no 5 minutes, and tell me this and tell me that, and give me this and run me all along. No, you're not
doing
that. Not today.
That's young black women. That's another whole topic that I need to talk about. That implicit bias and racism, system of racism is horrible. That's a whole other scenario. But as black women,
that's a whole other couch.
That's a whole other couch. I'm bringing 5 couches. Look at that. But we definitely gotta be advocates for ourselves. So when we look at that and say, oh, that denial that I'm getting this Percocet and all things like that because I got it from the doctor. If you're using more, because yes, we build a tolerance for that. So I'm gonna skip from I went from alcohol to
keep
pills.
going because it doesn't happen like that.
So we talk about the pills since we on the pills. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure that if I'm feeling like I'm needing this medication, I'm needing these pills, that I need to figure out what's going on. Because not only can you cause yourself to have constipation. And which is really bad. You have
that's true. That's so true. I know because I be going through it at times.
So bad that you might have to get. I'm not trying to be graphic, but manually dug out because nothing works to get it out. Yep. Narcotics will constipate you.
Yep.
And if you keep on building the tolerance on it, if you really get hurt and you really need that pain medicine, they're gonna have to give you the highest dose possibly of different meds and keep trying because you have such a high tolerance of that pain med.
Like the Percocets, and the
oxycodone,
all those things. All of that. Yes. A lot of them when they come in, they can't go to the bathroom. Yeah. Because it forgot.
It turns it off.
The brain don't know that you have to go to the bathroom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a painful feeling.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to send people out.
That's right.
To the hospital, to get that done. So that's very true. It just takes that part of the brain, y'all, that I always call like the You know, your brain is in the matrix. It's like a broken pieces of puzzles up there, and it don't know how to go to the right spaces to tell. You know, the brain. You gotta go to the bathroom,
but it's not.
But it don't do it.
It's off. It's off. And then if you think about it, when you get surgery, anyone has surgery, and you have to get the narcotics and stuff, the first thing they want to do is make sure you have, from the anesthesia and then to the pain med, they want to make sure that you have a urinate first and you have a bowel movement before they release you.
I'm familiar with that.
So that's a part of that too, which is a norm though, right? We're not abusing it within the hospital system. Because when we talk about fentanyl, that's a whole other part.
Another world.
We'll get there in a second.
We're going to go there.
But
that's a whole nother
there's a whole nother world. So when you're buying pills from off the street, right? Now we're jeopardizing our life because they're putting so much stuff inside these pills, right?
Nothing is real.
Nothing is pure.
Nothing's real.
Nothing is pure. And we're causing it to stop breathing. We're stop breathing and we're dying. That's when it comes with the overdose. You have these street drugs, the Xanax, that's laced with fentanyl. You have your oxycodone, your pain pills.
Everything is laced with.
Everything is laced.
Including weed, y'all.
Yep.
You gotta be careful.
Yes.
We're getting people that's coming in for weed.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta be careful.
Yes. And I also said with that, I don't know, remember back in the day, the theory was they was dropping off that crack cocaine into all the black communities and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a theory, even though I shouldn't be talking about theories because I'm being taped, but I have a theory. I think they made marijuana illegal because the high population is black folks.
But they did the same thing to alcohol.
And put it on the corners.
They need to apologize to Al Capone.
You
know what I'm saying? They can wake him up and apologize.
The alcohol.
The liquor, and now they're making money. It's in the market now.
In the market.
It's everywhere.
Wawa.
It's in the stores. They had a plan, honey. The same thing they do with this marijuana.
Now you making stuff all legal now, and then
After they should let everybody out. It's locked up.
We're gonna take that part out of the series right now.
No, the
theory.
The truth is the fact. And one thing about this is authentic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They do. We got the right to speak whatever we want to speak.
Right.
And I truly believe that and believe in that. And I'm not going to hold back from that.
So, when we're talking about, in 2023, and I got this from CDC, even though CDC going through their little thing, but in 2023, 8.6 million people misuse opioids.
I believe it.
Misuse them. So I'm giving you 5 pills because you having back pain. You done went on the street and tried to buy some more. And then when they can't find it on the street, they was turning to heroin. They turn to heroin because her heroin gets the same high. Now it's fentanyl. And it's cheaper.
And it's much cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's more dangerous.
It's more dangerous.
It's more dangerous.
Exactly. So a lot of the misuse of the opioid epidemic is people was having car accidents.
Also, Trek. What is it called? Trach. It's a drug called Trach, and what it does is eat their skin up. It eats through their skin.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's topping fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know
that's the fentanyl.
It's crazy.
Because you touch fentanyl with your hands, and take a little bit off the tip of a pencil tip point. That can kill you.
That's right.
That can kill you.
Just a dip.
That's it. And so fentanyl comes from
Trank is called.
Oh, Trank. I learned something new.
Yeah.
Because fentanyl comes from when the anesthesiologists in surgery, they use that to help with the anesthesia and to help with pain management. Well, somehow, some way, some genius think they came up with carafental, which is the same exact thing, but it's the street value, and it's 1,000 times more deadlier than heroin. And they came up with that, and then now they're just mixing it with everything. So just have your children understand they shouldn't take nothing from nobody. If you got they got a headache, go to the nurse. They want some Tums, go to the nurse. If nothing, a piece of gum, nothing.
You gotta watch gum because a lot of that mess is in it.
That's it.
I'm telling you, they are so true. This how the same thing they did with the I can't get it. The smoke. What is the one that they smoke? Goodness gracious, I can't get it out. Come on, y'all, help me out.
What we smoking?
It's like a weed, but it's made with purple.
It's laced with. Oh man.
They had it under Scooby Doo.
Yeah, it's made with formaldehyde.
Peter Pan and all that stuff, but it don't show up in your urine. I can't get the word K2.
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 Yeah, I just had to get it in my head. K2. And they advertised that like it was like a treat. You know what I mean? And then those young babies there started getting that stuff, and they pulled it off the market. They pulled them out the store. Used to go get them for $5, $7. You know, and a lot of people who was like on parole, and my son even did it on parole and everything, was smoking. He the one educated me on it.
Okay.
My son
I
saw
remember the
it.
kid too.
Yeah, and you couldn't track it in the urine now. Well, you can now.
Yeah, now because it's
but
one
you
cup.
couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't a few years ago because now K2 is listed one of the biggest. One of the biggest killers.
And it's cheap.
And it's cheap.
And it's cheap. Everything is cheap. This is their go-to. So again, when we talk about the street drugs and the fentanyl, we just wanna look at it and make sure we tell our kids, even ourselves. People come to work all the time. I have a headache. You got a Motrin? I'm like, you want a Motrin for me? And I just like, you can't be doing that because I don't know what I have in, even though it's a Motrin bottle. I can have anything in that bottle. So even as adults, we need to bring our own Motrin, our own Tums, because we don't want to take no risk with somebody. And then they buy from other people, so they might not even know that stuff is laced.
That's why they be kidnapping kids and stuff like that. Yeah.
Come get some candy and all that stuff. So yeah, that was with the misuse of the stop breathing, with the prescription drugs and things of that nature. Now, we can talk about Narcan now.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you see someone that is unresponsive, this is my friend John. Hey John.
What's up, John?
Hey, how you doing?
What's that?
So you okay? You all right? So I'm gonna make sure I ask if you're okay, you all right, because there's always more than one reason somebody's unresponsive. It could be somebody diabetic, their sugar is low. It could be somebody that's fainted because they had a seizure. It could be a lot of things. So you still want to go ahead and, are you okay? Are you okay? This is your Narcan, and you can get these free at some community centers locally. But I just wanted to show you guys how to use it, because it comes in injections and things like that we use in the hospital. But anybody can have this and carry it on their person.
Absolutely.
All the police officers have it.
In my car.
Police officers, yes. If you have family members that you know that are users, this is good to have around, because it does. It turns back on the breathing system that the opioid turns off. So again, for my medical people, I'm not going deep. I'm just doing basic, right? So yeah, I'm talking about the brain on it. Right. So the turn part in the back, it turns off. This turns it back on. Now, after 2 to 3 minutes, if they don't come to, you can do it again if you have to. But me personally, as a CPR BLS instructor, I will go ahead and start CPR. That's another whole story too, right? But this will turn it on. So just open it up. And it goes in the nose. Just hold it like that. You put it under the nose. And do a squirt, squirt, squirt. Squirt, squirt. And you wait. Now, don't be shocked if they wake up and start fighting you.
They'll be wanting to fight.
Want to fight because you messed up their high. They have no clue about, I just died. They would, so when you get it, step back.
And that's what actually happens. They actually die. You know what I mean? It's not like back in the day. Good thing they did come up with this Narcan. Remember the ambulance used to take us, be like pneumonia or something.
Yeah, they smell the salt.
That don't work.
That don't work.
That don't work no more at all.
That don't work at all.
So they came up with Narcan.
Yeah. But I will tell you what drug that doesn't work for this. That doesn't work for Narcan. Oh my goodness, what is it called? It's the newer one.
Trank?
The elephant tranquilizer.
That's what
you talk about?
Yeah, that's
okay. Oh, you call it Trank.
Yeah, that's Trank.
It's another stronger one. I just looked it up and I was like, wow, I need to talk about that. That is the one that Xylaxine.
Oh, Xylaxine. Yep. Yeah.
Baby. You can squirt this all day long, then no, they're not coming in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you're at your clinic, but we don't even have nothing for the withdrawal of it.
Well, we don't have a lot. We have like Suboxones and
and
stuff
methadone.
like that. Yeah. No, we don't even do methadone where I'm at. But it's coming.
Okay.
But anyway, because everywhere got to have
yes,
it. Because that's the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But true.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is.
A lot of this is about, I tell you, all the meds, I'm telling you, the medicine doctors is your biggest drug dealers, I'm telling you. They make all this stuff.
So for people that don't know what methadone and Suboxone is what we give our patients or clients who do have an addiction to help them wean off of that high. It still gives them a high, but it's regulated, right?
A lot of people know about, like, can remember methadone. Clinic used to be right on 9th Street, telling people in Chester. You know, it's just like a little mild booster. You know what I mean? That can keep the body calm. Because the brain just knows it got a hit. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. The brain knows that it got a hit and it calms it a little bit, but you got to do work along with that, you know, if you want to get clean. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to do a lot of the step work and the counseling, you know what I mean? And all of that, so that's the same thing as Suboxones, they say, with this newer way of getting high. But see, the minute they come up with something like that, is a new high that's going to come out. That's why that Zylaxine can't touch. They can't touch none of that. Because see, they making and mixing these drugs 24/7. You know what I mean? And I mean, when I tell you they mixing and maxing this drug, you know, 24/7 and coming up with all these crazy, outrageous names. You know what I mean? Like from coke to crack.
From stone to powder.
From powder to stone. You know, you know what I mean? But the psychological part of your mind that gets it, and like back in my day, when we snorted coke, that was conservative. You know what I mean? When you smoke coke, you's a junkie. You know what I mean? When you're shooting up, you're definitely a junkie.
So you was
know
cute,
what I'm saying?
so going up the nose.
I was cute. Like Silver Nail and like Tony Montana's wife.
Oh, not the
Remember
Montana.
that? The Montana. Yeah, girl, you can tell me I wasn't this shit. I had my nail in Silver Nail. No, we used to get the Silver Nail from Save Plus, the Silver Nail, right? Had the Silver Nail on snorting. You know what I'm saying? But then smoking, let me tell you something. That was a whole nother level. I mean, like I never, give me a chance, like I never got high off of cocaine. It was a whole nother atmosphere. You know, the introduction was the bomb. I mean, literally, y'all. I can't describe it.
So when you did it the first time and you got that high, what made you? Was it like I'm gonna be the same? Was you around people that did it?
Yeah, I was with a man.
So then the second time you were still with him the second time and said I want to go.
Probably up until about the 9th time, then his ass found somebody else. By that time,
I turned into an addiction.
I needed all that cocaine. I'm stealing from him. He's stealing from me.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? But the first hit was a feeling that you invite this disease in. You know what I mean? I've been affiliated with the drug, but I was just snorting. You know what I mean? But when I smoked the drug, the cocaine, it took me to another height, whole nother height, y'all. And today I know I became a dope fiend that day. You know what I mean? Then I didn't.
Because you enjoyed it so much.
I enjoyed it so much. And I chased that high to get that same high every day.
And then when you
you never get it. I never got it but one freaking time.
That's
and
crazy.
That was it. So if you ever hear that, it is the truth. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to lie to you about it. Just like I said, I'm not glorifying the drug. It's just that it was that beautiful.
So
the feeling was that beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it was a trick. You know what I'm saying? I snorted for a long time and never did I have to like have it and you know and do all of that. You know what I'm saying? When I smoked it, that was a new thing. I smoked that thing. It felt so good. I invited disease in my life. You know what I mean? And now I'm stuck with it for the rest of my life. You know, until I got treatment, I came to believe in those 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, and I worked that program. And it didn't matter to me how much pain I had to go through because they kept telling me if it's no pain, it's no gain. You know what I mean? I listened to everybody in the rooms. You know, my girl Tyra's on here right now, and that was one of my biggest, you know, supporters when I was in the rooms, you know, and once I started, you know, learning, you know, those 12s and coming to believe in those 12, the first thing I had to do was find God back in my life because I turned my back on him. You know what I mean? And that's what you can't have in your life when you become a junkie.
That spirituality
it's not allowed. You know, so all your emotions and your, I tell you, strips it right out of you. Like every bone in your body, just take your emotions and go shoop, and you have no more control of it, Trey. You know what I'm saying? And then all you have for it at this point is hunger.
Yeah.
It becomes hunger.
You want to be
like
numb.
the living dead. You know what I mean? You just got to keep on going and keep on. You don't even realize what's happening to you. You know what I mean? Because you forget who you are.
Yeah.
You literally forget who you are. And then you become that monster. Like I used to call my dad that monster. You know what I mean? I became that monster in ways to my children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so...
But you took accountability, though.
I hold myself accountable.
Yeah, that's the difference between
not
that two.
in my addiction, though.
Yeah,
I was in denial. That's why I say when you mention that word denial, that denial thing is big.
That's right.
It's big.
That's right.
It's real big, and you can't. You're not gonna let nobody tell you what you doing or what you look like. Because I didn't look at mirrors and stuff. Girl, you know I can't get out of a mirror or see my reflection somewhere. You know we all will be like this over here.
You didn't want to see it, so you didn't want to face yourself.
Nope. And even if I did face myself, I still saw Tracy. This thing is cunning, baffling, and powerful.
They say the brain is a
I
powerful
tell you,
organ.
oh my God,
Yeah.
it is cunning, baffling, and powerful. I still saw me, and I didn't see me looking like everybody else saying I was looking. You know what I mean? So now I'm mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm mad because you the lie.
Yeah.
I told a million lies. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna tell me I look like this.
Yeah.
You follow? I got my own eyes. That's what I used to say. I got my own eyes, but they were gone for real.
Yeah.
Disease had in my eyes what it wanted me to see. You know, I've seen many movies like this. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know, all these crazy movies be out. I'm telling you, this thing is it's programmed. I'm serious.
And the writers that doing all that, half of them probably had the issue or had family members that they was able to write such a story.
Everybody got somebody in that family that's dealing with a situation.
Or a friend.
You know what I mean? Or a friend or a loved one. This is nothing that is hidden. This thing is out and out in the opening. It's in churches. It's in mastheads. It's in everywhere. This thing is everywhere.
And what you say, it don't discriminate.
It does not discriminate.
Age,
and
color,
no age, you're definitely right. Because the younger the kids that come in, man, it just breaks my heart. You hear what I'm saying? They babies that sometimes come in that rehab, man. It's unbelievable. You know, and it's like they see us having fun. Because, see, people that I saw having fun and smoking with the weed and everything made me not fear what I was doing.
Right.
It made me feel like I can handle it
and
control it.
consequences.
Because I didn't start everything at one time. It was step by step by step by step.
Trying to get that
you know what I mean? It was crazy, but when it got, to the cocaine smoking, that thing shut a sister down quick.
Wow.
Pop.
That dopamine. So when
dopamine.
that addiction is coming, they want to get that high. And we have a normal hormone and normal neurotransmitters, the dopamine, the euphoria feeling, the serotonin, all those is in our brain. And
that's the puzzle I tell y'all about.
Good. Yep.
Being in the matrix.
Yep.
That's like the being in the matrix.
And when that piece of puzzle is going, she going.
It can't. And then sometimes you try to get a piece of the puzzle because you really want to stop, like when I call myself stopping, right? And I pushed it in a piece and it didn't fit. But I thought it fit. You know what I mean? I was clean for a whole 3 months.
Okay.
Next thing I know,
again,
I convinced myself that I wasn't doing it right. That's what you be telling yourself, stuff like that.
that you wasn't healing
right. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna let it do me like it did the last time. I'm gonna do it this way, this time. You persuade yourself to that. You really make yourself believe that dopamine.
Yeah.
You really make yourself believe that. Cause see, I ain't got nothing that I'm working with yet except myself, and I'm not strong enough to beat disease by myself. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that's what I had. You know, a sickness. You know, none of that was convinced to me yet. You know what I mean? So I'm still doing it on that.
I'm trying to,
I'm Tracy Allen.
The TA.
I'm that girl. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down like that. But see, I got another way I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do what I did the last time. And I did it worse the second time.
Yeah,
and I did it worse the third time.
Yeah.
Because every time you stop and start, it gets worse. Every time.
It gets harder. It does.
Gets harder and harder. harder. The more you put that poison up in your system, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that thing gets harder and harder till it becomes out of control, and then we just die, or you don't know who you are. You know, you see people on the street that we used to call Mickey. They done got Mickey.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And they ain't got their senses no more. You know what I mean? That's because whatever they put in those people's drink tore everything up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that's what fentanyl is doing to
Yeah.
people, what Trank is doing to people,
Mhm.
and the Xylazine.
Xylazine.
You know what I mean? We know what's doing it
Yeah.
now because it's bold. It's out
Yeah.
there.
But
You know?
Xylazine is so scary because when people come in for detox, right? We have different medications to help with their detox so they won't go into seizures so they won't be in pain and things of that nature. But if you come with that I can't even say it.
Xylazine is a hard.
Yeah.
It look like the alphabet.
Yeah, that X word.
They don't match.
If you have that, even if to scare you, don't even try it. Because you're trying to the withdrawal of it. We have nothing to get you out of it.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Nothing.
My Truth is on. That's why I got this on.
Yeah, nothing.
A lot of people don't know these things.
Yeah.
A lot of people are uneducated
Yeah.
about the things, even all that weed candy and stuff y'all eating and all that kind. You know how many people come in with that? You know what I mean? And swear they never did the fentanyl, but it's in
It's
it.
laced in there.
It's
Exactly.
in it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? You got to be careful to
Who
who
you
you
buying
get
from.
this stuff from.
It's
You
legal.
know?
Yeah, it's legal.
It's all legal.
Alcohol
They want
legal.
Us, they want us to do just what they do with
Yep.
the alcohol.
That's what I'm saying.
Tear us down.
Yep.
They want us
Yep.
to overdo it and have fun with it because everybody goes into all these drugs, starting with weed, because it is a drug. Starting with weed, they're just trying to make it not a drug now.
They trying
You
to,
know what I mean? They trying because it's
beautify
money.
it.
It's money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody that starts with open arms.
Yeah.
You invited it in. You know what
Yeah,
I
I got
mean?
the
It ain't
vision.
something that was forced on you. You invited it in and you liked it.
And the
You
younger
know what I mean?
generation, the younger generation is doing things and still doing huffing. They're taking the bag and they spraying the stuff and huffing it and smelling it. So now those things can't even be sold over the counter. They no longer like your Sudafed and things like that.
Yep.
If you wonder why you got to go
Everything
to the
is locked
pharmacy
up. Everything is
and
locked
use your
up.
license,
Mhm.
right? You have to go to your vet to get that because people are using that to make what? They use up the crushed up Sudafed to make drugs.
That's right.
So now that is why that has changed as
That's
of like
right.
10 years ago.
That's
now
right.
and then reason why you use your license, if you're coming too many times to get it, they can deny you.
They can deny you. Yep.
They can deny
And
you.
turn you in.
And turn it.
And
turn you in.
That's
And
right.
turn you in.
But that's a good thing to me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's saving people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. That's saving people's lives.
Yeah.
And you know, the first thing we're going to do is get mad and get angry. We're going to say, why? Because I'm a black man? No, because you probably a junkie.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
probably getting high or you're getting people, you're killing people with this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because see, dealers don't realize that they're killing people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a whole nother
That's a
couch.
whole nother couch.
That's a whole nother couch. See, it's so much that we're gonna
Yeah.
be talking
As
about
I
on
said,
this
they no
couch.
TED talk. This
You
is
know what I'm
something.
saying?
It's a little
Yeah,
something.
this is to help people.
This the little
You
something.
follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because see,
Yep.
they get a drillium too.
Yeah.
In what they do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And Satan just take everything out of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you don't mind killing somebody's
Right.
mama or their
Yeah.
baby or their
But
grandmama.
from your own
or
community,
their-
though?
Yeah,
But
it
your
don't
own
matter.
community.
It don't. It's your own community
Yeah.
that's killing you any
Yeah.
damn way. You follow what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because half of what they put in our communities is drugs and guns. You know what I mean? Drugs and guns.
Another
and this
couch.
is why they're so useful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In our communities. This is why I'm trying to reach out to people. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've been looking forward to some people in the churches, in City Hall,
Different
and all that,
community,
that
yeah.
would want to, let's do something about this. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? Come on, let me come on. You know, the couch.
Yes.
I'm talking about, I did have Fred Green. I was so hyped and appreciative when he came and sit on this couch and he talked such good, you know, information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And believing in what's happening here.
Yeah, the resources.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
we need
we need
Chester.
that. Yeah,
Really,
we
really
need
do.
that because you could bet your bottom dollar. Everybody got somebody, like I said, that they deal with or know that is suffering with an addiction, and some people are suffering in your face and you don't even recognize it.
And even in time that now is younger.
Yeah, and it's most
From
of our
8
younger
years up,
kids.
8 years on up. So now we definitely have to adjust.
And that's the thing, like 8 years
Yeah.
old, y'all, we talking
Yep.
babies.
Yep.
We're talking babies. That's a fact.
That's a
Trace.
fact. I know. I ain't making no.
I know you know because you the doctor.
I'm a doctor.
You the doctor.
Hey. But yeah, so we gotta make sure we educate our children just in general and just let them know that peer pressure is a mother.
Terrible.
You hear me?
Terrible.
That peer pressure.
And all of it comes from society.
Yup.
That's the
Adults
first
too.
line, society. I tell
Adults
y'all,
too.
the
Adults
society
too.
want
Peer
to be.
pressure.
You know what I
Peer
mean?
pressure.
And kids get it hard.
Yeah. And it's
They
social
get
media.
teased, and just like
it's
the
hard.
phones now, you know, kids is dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From all that, and that's an addiction.
Mhm.
That's another couch story.
Couch.
You
Yes.
follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know,
For adults too on the phone.
that's right, for all of us, yeah.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we get headaches and
Mhm.
eye
Eye
strains
and
and
glasses
neck
now.
strains and all that stuff because we like this all the time.
Like this. Yeah.
We like this
Like
track
that. Like this. Mm-hmm.
the whole time.
Or on a, you know how you get in bed and be like this. You be on bed like that. Trying to go to sleep. That's it, and that's the problem.
You can't even eat without
No,
having your phone
addiction.
right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
another-
Addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction.
absolutely.
Because I'm not going to say I'm not, but since I've been on this Facebook, and I was never on Facebook until I
Mhm.
started living in my truth,
Mm-hmm,
really.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now I'm trying to do so much, you know, and learning things on my own.
Mhm.
Girl, it's like, it's traumatizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really traumatizing, and I can't put the phone
Yes, you
down
can't put it
sometimes
down.
because I don't want to miss nothing, but I want to make sure I got what I need on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's really
Right, I
traumatizing.
didn't get to tell me.
It really is.
I stopped for Ramadan, and I was like posting stuff for my business, and I would post it. I'm like, oh, this is Ramadan. Put it down. Put it down.
And your brain
So
just
hard.
automatically
Yeah.
just go
Pick it
to
up
it.
and click on.
Yeah.
Exactly. So again,
Yeah.
addiction can
Yeah.
come in all different forms.
But you know what,
And
Trace? I
fashion.
like how you showed, what's his name?
Muhammad.
Muhammad, little cute stuff. Cute, y'all.
He started talking. I'm out the door.
Look, I'm all creeping on Muhammad.
Muhammad.
I'm creeping on Muhammad
Hey.
and stuff, right?
Hey, Muhammad.
And but how you showed how to deal with the Narcan was
yeah.
great.
And I
You know,
definitely
and I didn't
know.
know she was going to do all of this,
Yeah.
y'all. But
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, how you get
Education.
educated
Yeah.
on here,
Yeah.
you know, on this platform, you know, so people can know how important the Narcan is, you know, just to have it, you know, because you can be walking down the street or in a store, you see it all the time.
Yeah.
People are going out off these drugs. You know, it's real popular now.
Yeah.
You know,
And don't be afraid because it won't harm
and you
someone.
don't have to worry about mouth to mouth.
Yeah, you won't have to. It doesn't harm someone that's not overdosed.
Right.
It won't harm you. So don't be like,
Right.
oh, I'm scared. I don't know.
Right.
Just go ahead.
put it in
Yeah,
your
just go
nose
ahead and do it. If they're not breathing,
and
go ahead and give it.
and
Yeah.
push the
push it right here.
the red,
Right here.
right in the
Mhm.
middle.
Can you
Move up a
see it?
little bit, yeah, and push it in the red.
Oh, there
You know what
See
I'm
that
saying?
right there? And go, shoo, shoo. Oh,
Yeah.
well, there
She
it go.
done Narcan,
I done Narcan.
She done Narcan my dad what you call these things?
The Narcan
She
camera.
done Narcan.
There it go.
camera.
We done came to life. We are saved. But again, if after 2 or 3 minutes they don't come to, because again, if they're not breathing, that's what we mean when they overdose. If they're not breathing, you give this, right? If you have this, if not, you start CPR. That's another whole story. But if you have more than 1, 2 minutes, if they didn't, then you do it again.
You can use 2
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
before like giving up
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah, it's a
You know,
wrap.
but at the same time,
CPR.
dial 911.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
They're definitely going to
Yeah,
need care.
911.
You
Yeah.
know, after that, somebody could be dialing 911. You know what I mean? Or you dial 911.
And they could go right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
That if it's so amount of opioids in them, they might clear them for a minute.
For a minute, and
But
then
it'll
they'll
go right back
into
into it. It'll shut that breathing system center off completely.
Yeah.
So just don't be
Yeah.
afraid to use it because
Yeah.
it won't harm nobody that's not hurting.
Yeah. What is this one right here, Trace?
Oh, this is the fentanyl rapid test. So if you have children, you have coworkers, you feel a little high, you get this, let them pee in the cup and stick it in, and it shows up whether or not they have fentanyl or not. They're high from fentanyl. They do have a lot of drug tests that you have that come in a cup. They're kind of expensive, but you have to pee. You have to urinate in a cup, and it shows. It lights up like a Christmas tree if they have every kind of drug in them. Yeah, or not at all. But this is just the one you can just put inside the urine, and it has the directions in the back, and it'll show whether or not the person has fentanyl. Oh, there it is. Has fentanyl in their system. It's rapid.
Strips.
So it's a strip, yeah. So it's automatic. So let's just say I don't know how to treat this patient when it comes to withdrawal, right? And I know they're going through something. I'm going to try to get the urine best as I can, and then I'll know how to withdraw them. Everybody's withdrawal is different with different medications. Every drug is different to withdrawal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could die from withdrawals. You really can. So we got to, this is a
I've
one way
seen
to
a lot
figure
of
out
people
that.
from this drug go into seizures.
I
mean, that old-fashioned thing, put the spoon in the mouth.
Yeah, no, you don't do. No, we don't.
You don't do that.
You turn them on the side and move stuff away from them, and let them go. And also with the Narcan person, if they come to, you lay them on their side because you don't want them to vomit and it goes back in their lungs. That's called aspiration, and then that's another whole ball game.
Yeah.
But just know when you give it, stay away because they wake up fighting because
they gonna wake up
they
fighting.
that deep
You hear me?
because you messing up their
You
high.
messed up their
And I'm trying to save you. Yeah. So the huffing is for the kids. The vaping is for the kids. What's the thing y'all be using? That's the vape, right? Yeah, the vape.
That's another thing.
Cut
That,
it out.
that stop, y'all.
That is those chemicals
That
in there.
vaping crap, stop it.
Your
I'm
lungs will
telling
collapse.
you. Any
Eat up your
smoke
brain.
or something like that goes into your lungs is bad.
And they think it's cute. It's not
Make
cute
you
because it
think
got
you're a
flavors.
person that could be sitting here around working amongst cigarettes all day and get cancer. It would make you think you can't get
Throat
that
cancer,
from this,
thyroid
this,
gland
that.
cancer.
What's all that thing? The what we just talked about?
Thyroid cancer.
No, the smoking off that.
Oh,
thing.
the vape.
The vape.
Yeah. And they're like, well, I don't smoke. I just vape. No, you don't. You're not supposed to just know.
I got a friend. It killed her quicker than she was taking a cigarette.
Wow, because it's
You know what I
chemical.
mean? Because
It's
it's
really
chemical. That's it. I can't. I hate the vape. You know, see, they do these things to psychologically make you
feel like
that
you're better.
That it's
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
And it's
'cause
not.
it's cute.
You know, to me, that's just like having a glass of Mad Dog 2020,
The Mad
and then
Dog.
and right here, I said the Mad Dog 2020, and then I get a martini with the pinky out. You know
Not
what I
the
mean?
Mad
I said
Dog.
The Mad Dog.
You been past the well.
Yes, I did, because I needed to go back there.
Yes, you did go that deep. You might have said the
They got
Red
Henny
Bull.
now. Henny.
Yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
drank
Yeah.
Mad Dog 2020.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Wild Irish Rose. You know,
Okay.
we thought you had the stuff
It was
back then,
cute.
but we was winos. They call people
Yeah.
winos on the corner.
Eat your
with
insides
that.
out.
And then you can go into a bar and get a vodka and orange juice, and you done stepped up the ladder some. That's classy.
Because you
know
got-
what I mean?
because
It's
it got
classy.
mixed.
It's psychologically.
Yeah. It's fruity. It's fruity, but it's still that vodka. And they even talk about liquors. You know that dark liquors
Yes.
are more harmful than light liquors because when it's fermenting, it has chemicals in there that's different than light white liquor, like the vodka and stuff. So if you're drinking that Henny, it's going to tear your liver up. And you're going to get liver disease, cirrhosis, you're going to get all kinds of things. But that's why they say when people do that dark liquor, they be wanting to fight.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
they got-
and if they think, you know, the liquor have you so messed up, your brain so messed up, that dopamine thing, so messed up, and you just be taking shots of it.
Because you don't feel it no more.
You don't
You
feel
don't
it
feel
no
it no
more.
more.
You're
You
done.
don't.
You're done. You
You
don't
don't.
feel it no
You
more.
don't.
But you think that you having fun.
Yeah.
And the whole time it's gonna make you think you having fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine was back in the day. Yes, for all that know me.
Hey, we all
White Russian girl. I was like, oh, it's fancy. Ain't that black liquor though? Ain't it brown, girl?
I don't know nothing about liquor.
Bubbles, you already know.
I couldn't even find the right one for me. I just knew they was pretty. I
Girl,
wanted a pretty.
I had legs crossed, let the milk all in my Diane would make me to drink. I sat there, thought I was cute, girl. No, you was high as a kite. That was that brown liquor.
That
brown
I'll
liquor.
never forget. I was drinking at my son's house one time, and I was messed up. I think I was drinking rum and coke. I think that's what I was drinking at that time, and I got lit. You know, when I got lit, I got loud. See, people don't think y'all be loud. Y'all be loud as crazy. as
Yeah, I'm
I
already
was.
loud, so
Yeah, I got loud.
I'm louder.
And the first thing that come out my mouth when I'm on that rampage, what the F-U-C-K? Everybody know I'm lit now. You know when what
That's
the
a signal.
F-U-C-K?
That's a bad signal.
You know, and I had to realize, same when I used to smoke coke, I couldn't share a pipe with anybody because I got the Rams. You know what I mean? Like I'm in my head would be like,
You want it all
it's
for
going.
yourself?
Yeah, you You stole my stuff.
Oh.
So they don't, no, don't touch your mic, don't touch your mic.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that. And then I got put out of smokehouses and stuff.
Not put out the house.
Put out the smokehouse.
Not put out the crack
Because
house.
I went crazy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
My mind, you know how some people would just sit there and be like this.
In a zone.
In a zone.
Mm-hmm.
You have no control of it.
Did you do the rum and the coke at the same time?
Nah, I never drank.
Never
when
mixed
I did cocaine. I drank after that. Did it? But do you think that? I never liked liquor at that time.
Okay.
Never, yeah, liquor stank to me. Tastes terrible.
Okay.
And I only did it because society.
Yeah, everybody's
I have to do it like everybody else.
drinking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it looks so fun.
It
You know what I'm saying?
And cute.
And cute. You know what I mean? So I did it. I don't know how all those times I used to drive to Philly and Jersey and be
Look
lit.
at that.
Don't even know
Wow.
how I come home, then I be like, somebody hit my car. Somebody done put a dent in my car.
Who did
Or
it?
scraping my car. Y'all know that little curve coming around Philly under that little tiny bridge going into Philly?
Yeah.
Girl, I done side-swiped them things.
Oh God. And then you blame everybody but
I'm
you.
blaming everybody but me.
Wow,
I didn't do
this
it.
is crazy how that gets you. But then
But
you
God
Yeah.
took care of
That could have
me.
been your time.
Got me home safe.
That could have been your
Got me
time.
home safe every freaking.
Yeah.
Well, I could have killed somebody else. You know
And
what
you
I'm
see
saying?
how people have these DUIs
Oh.
and all of that and think it's nothing. When you killing people while you're intoxicated, whether it's pills, whether it's alcohol,
That's right.
whether it's weed, it's still considered a murder.
That's
You can't, and they say a little buzz, I was just buzzed. You breathing that
No such
breathalyzer
thing as
and
a
you
bu-
over
can't even use-
0.8,
That's right.
is you buzzed out.
And who gonna have a shot and
And
a drink
red, a black,
and
a
this
brown
much
liquor.
left? You over
Yeah.
you over the limit.
Yeah, a
You
brown
over
liquor.
the- and they
yeah.
know we're not gonna be in there doing that.
Mhm.
They know we're gonna continue to drink and continue to drink because the more we drink, that brain is shutting
Yep.
off on you.
Yep.
And you don't even know that it's shutting off on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it allows you to keep going on and on and on
Yeah.
and on.
Yeah.
You know, same with drugs. You
With
know,
drugs.
alcohol to me is no different than a drug.
No, it's not.
You know, and some
No,
people
it's not.
won't surrender to
Yeah,
that.
glamorize
But
it.
but I went to NA and I went to AA.
Mhm.
I went to AA to listen because you couldn't talk about NA, and I went to NA to speak. You know
Oh
what
my
I
God,
mean?
it's okay.
Because they didn't want you really talking about alcohol. You know, to me,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, both is needed.
Yeah.
It was needed for me. It helped me,
Birth and
you know,
harmony,
become
birth and
one.
harmony.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's like the stories that I heard in NA wasn't no different than the stories I heard in AA. That was just the thing of it.
And they
You
probably
know?
doing both anyway. Sometimes it's a mixture of things. When you not just on one addiction, you might have a lot of addictions of things that you are. Because sometimes we try to get off one and end up being on something
Being on
else.
another. That's what we were talking about last week. a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I stopped doing drugs, you know, and alcohol, and I end up shopping more.
Mhm.
Just shop,
Mhm.
shopping.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can sit home like when I'm just boredom is bad for addicts and alcoholics. Can't get bored. You know what I mean?
Busy.
You got to be able to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we have tools and information about all that too. You know, getting bored is a food for sickness. It's a
Yeah.
food for your disease. You know what I mean? Because it get up there and then it gets to twirling all up in your head, and then it'll cause you to get hungry. Like
Yeah.
hungry, like, you know, only thing it take it'll give you flashbacks. Like,
Right.
it'll give you flashbacks back to the addiction. You know, this is why you always have to know that you have a disease.
Yes.
That you have an addiction
Yeah, it's not
to
your-
drugs
it's not
or
your fault.
alcohol.
Yeah, it's not your
right.
fault.
And it's not your fault. It's the fact of
Your actions may have
my, yeah,
your
I'm gonna say
actions,
it's the fault.
So your actions,
You are the fault
Yeah,
of
you
what
are
you
the
do.
fault.
Yeah,
but once you
what
get the
you have.
disease, it's harder to
It's
get
harder
away from
to
it.
recognize that.
Like you're not, like I'm
Yeah.
just not drinking this to be drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we
Yeah.
clarified that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
your
you can't
actions
go
started.
from like cocaine and say I'm not gonna do cocaine no more. I'm just gonna drink wine.
Yeah, and you gotta stay away from all of
You
it.
can't do wine
Yeah.
because people is addicted to that too.
Yep, you
You
start
just
drinking.
can't do the wine and say no. I'm just gonna smoke weed
Mhm.
because see, it's already set inside you. The disease is already
addiction.
there. Your addiction,
It's an
exactly.
addiction, too.
Disease is already there, and that don't go away.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then to lay back and be quiet is the voice that you have to recognize in your head that we call the disease. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
You know. So I name mine. You know, y'all all know I call her Trey Trey. You know, she's locked and keyed. You know what I'm saying? No, she tries to get out
She tries to
because she tries to affect my thinking. And that's what happens first.
Especially when you have some type of calamity or some type of
Yeah,
stress
it tries to
going on.
like
That's when she
she
comes
tries
out.
to
Want to come
yeah,
out. She want to come out.
And you have to change your thinking from the way you used to be in order to stay right as you become.
Right, and that's when we talk about the coping mechanisms. When you talk about bored, well, you need to find something to do. Walk, exercise, yoga, Pilates.
But see, we got NA. We got AA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have sponsors. You know what I mean? I have 5 sponsors. And I have 5 friends that I can call up at any given time. You know, I got 5 sisters. You know what I'm saying? That 5 is good for me. I'm just recognizing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can call them and then I can tell them if something is going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It comes through you morning, noon, night, just sitting here. It can pop up in me if I wasn't as on top of my disease as I am, because I hate it. I hate it with a passion, a great passion. You know what I'm saying? And it can just throw a punch right in my head. You know what I mean? And I can say something that'll come out my mouth that's like, Dad, where'd that come from? You know, or I can get this type of feeling sometimes, like when I get angry. Angry I don't need to get. You know what I mean? Because anger is a trigger. You know what I'm saying? Anger is a big trigger, just like boredom. They're all triggers to us. You know what I'm saying? And disease will try to come through in any way, shape, or form. It comes through people. It comes through places, and it comes through things. You follow what I'm saying? And this is what we're taught to be aware of. You know, and that's where a lot of the thinking part comes through, because you got to be aware when it's coming.
Well, then you're back to that denial again, right?
That's right.
Back to that denial or that acceptance, and that's hard.
You got to always be aware. You got to stay in front of it, not behind it. You know what I mean? Because, not behind it. Because it's a tricky thing. And some people don't understand that.
No, and that's why you're educating, because when I'm asking you questions about your journey, I'm learning more, because everybody's story is different. Everybody's journey is different. When I was at Crozier at the crisis center and stuff, everybody's story is different, but that's why you educate. I'm like, because you learn something different from everybody, especially when you can kind of understand why your loved one or whomever that you know is in your circle is dealing with this.
Information on to
you'll be able to kind of understand where they're coming from and be able to recognize it. Exactly.
Like me and Trace, the doctor. Me and the doctor here is she's talking to the counselor.
Yes, I am.
Because that's who I am.
Yes, she
you know
is.
What I mean?
The counselor.
But I'm also a recovering addict. You know what I mean? On top of that, an addict. You know what I mean? And I can share about it. You know, people say, why do you still call yourself an addict?
Well, yeah, you always will be.
You will always be.
You will always be.
And people don't understand it.
Because
you don't look nothing like that. Looks as nothing. It's what's within.
It's easy.
You know what I mean? This is a disease that's cunning, baffling, and powerful. You follow what I'm saying? It's a tricky little thing. It's coming through you right now, but you don't even understand how. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but sometimes I get tired of hearing that. You know, girl, that's been a long time ago. You ain't even got to worry about all that.
See, they don't understand.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
You know what I mean? And then some of them will look at you like, yeah, you just dramatic. I'll be dramatic then. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of circle you don't need around.
Because sometimes you can be a recovering person's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
You can. Mom, dad, loved one, boyfriend, girlfriend, cousin, sister, bro. You can be an addict's worst nightmare. You can send an addict running out the door because you just connected with their disease, part of them through people, you know what I'm saying, or in a place, and you don't even, you're still blaming on them. And she always wanted to get high, or she went right back out there. Well, you was a part of why. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to be educated on this and to know where you are and where you stand to recognize the behaviors of an addict or an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Because it's very important. You know, I hear that all the time. I can't even go. She always calling me a liar. So I tell them, well, you are a liar. You have to surrender to that. We are liars. We lie our butts off. We vicious with it. You know what I'm saying?
Little white lies.
You know, these big black lies.
The black ones.
Trey. I mean, doctor.
Not the big black lies.
Doctor, we start out with little white lies. That thing turned dark. You hear what I'm saying? That thing turned dark. It's so dark that you can't even see it. You just lie.
You be in survival mode though when they hide. You in survival mode.
Yes, indeed.
I want to look a certain way and sound a certain way.
And then the more you act like you're not, I see those hearts, y'all. Y'all hear what I'm talking about? But then when you try to look a certain way, you look crazy.
Yeah.
Because you think you looking normal, but you looking crazy as I don't know what. And thinking that don't nobody see it or nobody could tell. You know what I mean? And you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear none of that. Some can be aggressive.
No,
you
absolutely.
know, some of us are not aggressive as the other one.
And they gotta want to help themselves.
Yeah. In order, if they want to help themselves, hey, look.
If they don't, it's called tough love. I have been around many people or many situations
That's what my mom did to me.
That they have to, after a while, from because they steal from the family to get drugs.
Hey, look.
They just be mean to their family, and I'm trying to help you and get you in rehab, and you keep collapsing and things of that nature because they don't want that help. You have to separate yourself. Unfortunately, you could try. But you can't drain yourself. This is like caregivers. We take care of our loved ones when they're sick, but we got to take care of ourselves. So if you have an addiction person, addiction child, or a husband or whatever, you can help them to the best of your ability. But if they don't want any help, you have to back off, because now you're going to be struggling.
Yeah, and they're going to be, and another thing, a lot of the loved ones are very strong, and you think you're passionate, but you're an enabler to us. You know what I mean? We can smell you. We love the ones that we can get to. You know what I mean? We're actors, actresses. We can put on a show for you and convince you that this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because working at the
center,
they would
get
heart.
Yeah.
At the center, they would get me. Because I'm an empath, so I like to help everybody. And they used to see me coming on the floor and give me all the sad stories. And I'm like, oh. And then the nurse was like, oh, girl, no. She
and
just
that's
had
another thing
last
night. We'll like being liars is a part of addiction. You know what I mean? It's just not. You know, we live our lives every day lying. You could be the sweetest person in the world. You could be the most religious person in the world and become an addict. You're going to lie. It's just part of it. You're going to lie. That's right. You're going to. All these things that we come in here on the couch and we share with you are authentic. It's real. And for me, Doctor, the counselor here is a person that walked this walk. This is why I can talk the talk. And so when the doctor was saying she's learning things, I like that shit. The doctor, you know, that she's learning things. I'm learning things. I learn from everybody that comes on. Everybody's story is just, it's awesome. It's just, you learn so much and you see so much and you hear so much that you didn't even think about yet. Because in recovery is a learning process every single day.
And I learned every day also the colleagues that I was sitting with over the weekend. We have a free clinic at Masjid on Sabacoon on one Sunday, every Sunday, fourth Sunday of the month. Come on down with your insurance card or $25. You get a full head-to-toe assessment. We give you refills, no narcotics. We give you refills. So come on down. Fourth Sunday, we had one that turned out good the other day, and there we go. So, yes, I was sitting with my colleagues, and I learned a lot of stuff, too.
See how God works?
And that's in Chester. That's in Chester, Pennsylvania.
See how God works. He's an awesome God. You know what I'm saying? You just have to believe in Him.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And once you believe in Him, you'll feel Him. You know, just like you feel addiction. You know what I mean? It's better than that. You know, that's one thing addiction can't beat. Is the higher power. That's the only thing it can't be. That's why we need that. You know what I mean?
You need some type of spiritual guidance.
You need some type of spiritual guidance. We need that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And there are people who just quit. But they just quit using drugs. But see the other things that come along with it after you stop.
Because what caused you to start the drugs? What made you want to be known? And you can even look at a death in the family. Oh my goodness, God forbid. You know, I need some medication. I need some Xanax to get through this funeral. I need some Xanax, this and the other. And now you're addicted to it. Now you need it. So now I can't find it.
You know why? Because it worked.
It numbs you.
It worked.
It numbs you.
It worked.
You better get through all of
You know
the
what I mean?
breathing and stuff.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it helps you not to think about things.
Yep.
It calms you down. I tell y'all, them doctors is your biggest drug.
And when the doctor don't give you no more, that's when you go on the
That's
street.
when the mental, that's when
That's
that
when you go on the
dopamine
street.
start working.
That's when you go on the
It
street.
start working
Yeah.
on you know?
You want that high.
That's why when I went through my year of all deaths, I lost 5 people. I lost my aunt, I lost my godson, my aunt, my sister, my godson, my own son, and my mother, 6. And my godmother, my mother's sister. That, I just felt like, what the heck is happening? I've never experienced death, you know, on a level
Right,
of that to
that
all my
close.
loved ones, including my baby. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still going through that part.
What you are.
You know what I mean? That never goes away. That's
Another
another
couch.
that don't
Another
even go
couch.
away. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like the
breathing.
love for each of them was different.
Mm.
But when it came to my baby,
Mm-hmm.
that thing just, disease just choose to just try to use them. You know what I mean?
Did you go back?
No,
Good.
no. But I was losing the mental.
Uh-huh.
The mental is what, the change in my thinking,
Uh-huh.
you know, because I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset. You know what I mean? I was just, I
The
wanted to
five
binge.
things of grief.
That's right.
Yeah.
I went through the 5 things of grief.
Yes,
And,
it is.
and,
5
and,
stages.
and I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's been 18 years.
Yeah, you're gonna always.
And it's like it
Yeah.
happened yesterday.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get those moments where I miss him so much. You know what I mean? And it hurts me that he's not here and he died so young. And see, I wasn't one of the moms that, oh, they killed my baby. He didn't. My son was out in the street. Society caught my son as well. You know what I mean? And I always feel like I'm part of it from the raising of him. You understand the type of men I had around him. You know what I mean? Being in the pride, yeah. You know, I had to get through that type of stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, dad, that boy probably would have still been
Could've,
here.
should've,
I
would've.
had been
Yeah.
a better, stronger mother and didn't get high, you know what I mean? Or mess with dealers and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, you know? So sometimes it bothers me
Yeah.
that way, you know, but I turned it over to God. I'm
That's
good with
it.
it now.
Yeah.
Once I knew I could turn this over and everything would be all right, I don't fear from that. I'm not angry about that no more because I didn't put the gun in his hand and I didn't tell him to go in the street. And that might sound hard to say, but it's the truth.
Right, and that's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
your growth.
And it's
That's
I
your
have to
growth,
deal
right?
with
Everybody
things.
deal with that
You know,
differently,
because
right?
when I got clean, I literally tried to get my boys clean off the street. You know what I mean? But they're grown. They're their own self. You know what I mean? They're a person. You're a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you know you try to fix somebody else, hell, nobody could fix me either. You know what I mean? But when my
Yes,
son
they wanna
did
get
time,
fixed.
he did 7 years, and he was fixing himself. You follow what I'm saying? And when he came home, he changed. He said, Dukes, I know everything you said. My son used to send me letters telling me where he was in recovery. It was, oh my gosh, it was the best thing in the world. You know, when I talked to him on the phone. But I told him, I said, see, the streets don't have rules. And you've already violated. And the type of life that you were living, you're going to die. You're going to be in jail for the rest of your life.
One or the other.
You know what I'm saying? One or the other. Or you got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And go somewhere else. And that was part of his plan. He got his license for bricklaying and all that stuff. And his plan, his job was going to send him to Atlanta. They killed my boy 2 weeks before he was supposed to go. But this is what I mean by the thinking, y'all. You went right back around people, places, and things. And you can't do this. You know what I mean? You're going to go right back around people, places, and
Change the
things.
scenery.
Out here don't change.
Nope.
Out here, that's why I'm not in bars. That's why I don't go to all these parties. I don't do the things that I used to do because change is constant and nothing constant but change. And the 12 steps teaches us that we can't do that. You know what I mean? We can't set ourselves up. We got to get off the drug first. And that's only one part of this thing. You know what I mean? But changing your thinking is what's going to save you and keep you clean. You know, allow your brain to function without drugs. Because it done been beat up. You You know what I mean? This has been in a whirlwind.
But all I gotta say about that is your liver can repair itself. So again, when your liver is jacked up from the alcohol and it goes past the cirrhosis and stuff, it's no coming back. But your liver can regrow and can heal itself. Yeah, but that alcohol is no joke. And at the end of the day, you know, if you see somebody with we usually get hang called a banana bag for our alcoholics, and it's yellow. It has folic acid in it, and we put that in there to help rejuvenate that liver and save it. But at the end of the day, sometimes it can't be saved. It's depending on what it do.
Look, all that liver wanted is some more gin. My dad said Trotsky. He called me Trotsky. He said, Trotsky, if they take my gin, I'm gonna die.
See?
They took my dad's gin, and my dad died.
Yeah.
You found because his brain, his dopamine, his liver, his kidneys, and all that didn't know nothing but
liquor.
Liquor.
And then we have something called delirium tremors that is like the last stage for somebody dying when it's an alcoholic and they're trying to withdraw them, or they're trying to withdraw themselves at home. That's delirium tremors that they get. Then once they get that, it's a wrap.
It's over. This thing here
is a wrap.
Oh, that's over. That's worse than us dope fiending for drugs.
Yeah.
We don't get that, but it's our brain that explodes. You know what I mean? An addict's brain explodes.
Yep.
You know, like, it's like, I can't describe the feeling.
We got different parts of the brain. Different parts of the brain that do different things for our bodies. And once we put that drug in us, and like I said, try to get that dopamine high. And the dopamine high is like, say you just got married, you just had a baby, and you just passed a class, you got that high. That's what drugs do. And when you don't get to a certain level, you want to get it higher.
You gotta
want to get it higher. So now I'm doing more and more
so
and
when
more.
you're trying to stop and you're trying to quit, and then you go right back to it, you explain it to a T. It's just going to get higher. So it's going to make it harder. You know what I mean? Than it was the last time. You're going to go right back to it. But I tell my clients, you know, when they come in and they, oh, Miss T, I relapsed. Well, you got clean time. Let's work on that. Welcome back first. But let's work on that because we're going to go right back to where we left off in recovery. You know what I mean? Because see, it's still a time in recovery that you earned. That's how I see it. That's not what the book is saying.
Right.
But for me today, you know what I mean? I'm Bill Bob did a great job.
You're number 5 and not number 2.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, a lot of times that's one powerful blow to a recovering addict. When they relapse.
It's a shame.
You know,
they feel ashamed.
It's like they on fire with everything. You know what I mean? And if you don't have no caring for them, you know what I mean?
Sympathy, empathy. And you have empathy because you've been there.
I
can have sympathy because I haven't been there. Exactly.
And you gotta have that to work in this field. You do. You know what I mean? Or you're not gonna understand them. You'll be no real help to them. You know what I mean? Because they can become get on my damn nerves. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do at home and everywhere else. And it'll make your job harder. It will make your job harder. But I feel as though if you have recovery time, you know, and you people come in, man, I just got 6 years. You still have those 6 years. You know what I mean? You just got to get back to where you left off. And I feel like that is just the way it is. You know what I mean? Today, and it has helped a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because just relapse, knowing that you relapse is going to put a big hole in you. You know what I mean? You go out the door and, you know, while we got high, you open the door and we always fell down in the hole. You know what I mean? So when you relapse, you fell back down in the hole. You know, but you also was coming out that door walking around that hole. You know what I mean?
Do your center have any cognitive therapy or therapy within there?
Yeah, they have therapy.
Yeah, so that's one of my things. If you don't understand your stressors, things that make you snap, or things that make you upset, or things that make you go out, therapy will help you figure that out. You definitely need some type of therapy. I am an advocate for therapy, regardless of what.
I'm a
it ain't got nothing to do with drugs. It's just in general. It's just having somebody to talk to, somebody that is non-biased, to conversate with you and help you get through things mentally. And so I really believe that, because when you talk about addiction, some people use pills or drugs to calm down their symptoms from mental health.
Well,
especially my
mental health.
And
you do drugs.
Yes.
You have to work on the mental health
yes.
first
before we work on the addiction.
Before we work on the
Absolutely.
addiction, because people are off their medications
Mhm.
and they're unbalanced.
Absolutely.
They're really all over the place.
Mhm.
But until you can get that adjusted,
Yes.
then you can start working
Yes.
on the drug and alcohol.
So it's usually two treatments. It's usually the
Right.
withdrawal part that we have
Mhm.
to deal with, and then
Mhm.
we get them into counseling for the mental health part. But you gotta remember, these drugs are like cocaine. It's a stimulant, right?
Oh,
Alcohol, a depressant.
depressant.
Weed, a depressant. So if I'm already depressed and I smoke some weed and I already want to kill myself or whatever, and the hotline is 988 for suicide. Does anybody want to check it out? Or need somebody to talk to?
That's
Just
right.
push 988.
Thanks for
That
that.
is your suicide or your crisis hotline. Make sure you talk to people. But
That's right.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's
And
like
if you want to go into any rehab, go right on hotlines
Yup.
and get those numbers.
Yeah.
That's where you can Google.
mm-hmm.
A lot of y'all Google, you know what I mean? Resources is
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah. And don't be ashamed, especially if you want to get help.
Nothing to be ashamed for.
Yeah, especially if
It's
you want
a
to get
blessing.
help. Yeah.
But under that pressure will make you feel like, you're embarrassed to
Yeah.
people and all that. No. If you want to live, you
That's it.
you let live and you pray.
And that's what's wrong with the social media
You pray.
stuff now.
Even if you don't know how to
Yeah.
pray anyway.
Well, everybody's going to
You
be
know?
a specific. Everybody want to be perfect. Everybody is this. You know how many lies people say on that social media? You
Oh
can
my
look at
God.
somebody walk around thinking they
Look
cute
at the
and
AI
this.
thing. You can't
Girl,
even tell
can't
who's
tell.
what.
So
Or
if you
what
feel
to.
ashamed because you want to get help for yourself, no.
Let me
It's
go
all
in here,
about you.
Trace, and see if somebody's asking us some questions.
Oh,
Rolling.
got some questions? Hey, girl.
We sitting on here rolling. Hi, Ginger. Thanks for coming on. And Roxy, thank you for coming on.
Hey,
Karen
Ginger.
Miller, Marta Coffin. Hey, friend. Donna Phillips Johnson. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming on. Tracy, doctor.
Ah,
The
with a
doctor
D.
done brought them all out.
With a D.
Hey, Bree.
I'm going to get a shirt.
Thea Scott, hey Thea. Hey daughter, how are you? Karen Chambers, and my girl Patrice. Of course, Felicia Johnson. Thanks for coming on, y'all, so much. Tiffany Richardson, hey Tiff.
Make sure y'all take this information and spread it.
Adrian Stokes. And come on, y'all. Come on and help me out with this. I'm just one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do need people to come in, with me. Y'all don't miss Living in My Truth award show this year. Last year we did it June 28th. This year we're doing it June 27th. It's going to be back at Dream Terminal over town. For the ones of you that are from Chester, it's going to be at Dream Terminal. I have pre-ticket sales now. They're $45. Everybody got their income tax. Come on, get these tickets.
Not the income tax.
The income tax.
That's my favorite line. Not the...
Come on and get these tickets. You know what I mean? Of course, y'all know Trace is going to be one of the honorees. So, Trace, you got to fill up a table. Get these
Okay.
people in the house.
Come on, everybody. Come
Get
on
these
down.
people in the house.
$45.
So the gifts that I give and the awards that I give is going to touch my honorees.
Yeah, come on down.
Because they
Come
touch
honor
me.
me.
You know what
Come
I mean?
see me.
As they touch you. You follow? If you guys want to send a donation, I left my Cash App, the Cash App for Living in My Truth on the screen. I don't care if it's $1, $2, 50 cents, it doesn't matter. And anybody that wants to send stars, you'll see that just as soon as it come on to help me keep my monetizing and all that stuff up on Facebook for Living in My Truth. You got Tara Ty Bannister. Wanda Washington is on here.
Hey.
Lawrence, Lawrence, he's on here. Antoinette Gordon, she was rooting for you. Antoinette, you was the first one.
My sister.
That's right.
That's
she
my
was the
sister.
first one. As soon as I posted your post, that was
my sister.
Was Antoinette.
Monty B
Wanda
and
Benton,
Tina
thanks
D.
for coming on. Benita Dow. Hey, Benita.
Hey,
And Gloria Schamberger. Hey, Gloria. Monica Bailey, my girl. Your Coretta. Kinder, look, let's give her a heart shower, y'all. Let's give her a heart party. Let's hit that heart
Yeah, give
button.
me a heart.
Let's hit that heart button.
I need a heart.
Anybody that wants to sponsor us, we are having a sponsor booklet this year at Living in My Truth in LMT Awards. Wow.
Not as
In the LMT Award, y'all can get a page, you can get a half page, you can get a quarter page, and you also can put cards in. The flyer that's on does not say that, and I apologize for that, but if you just wanted to put something on there, or give a shout out to the honorees that's coming up, that would be appreciated too. You know what I mean? That's just like $10 and $20, and you'll get whatever you want on there in that matter. You have business cards or whatever. Help support us, y'all, because I am a nonprofit LLC, and I mean, most of y'all that know me on here know when I do something and throw something is always nice. You know what I mean? Because this is just part of my heart. You know what I mean? And I love it when you guys come on here, Trace, and y'all help people. You know what I mean? From the heart, just saving the community, exactly. And helping you. Stay clean, get clean, the family members, you know what I mean, the loved ones. We discuss so much, and it's so real.
Yeah.
It's so authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ain't no dumb stuff in this. Everything is discussed on here is real. You know what I mean? So that's all I want on this couch. You know what I mean? It's to come from the heart. And be real. I have some people that's going to come on who have relapsed. They're going to let you know what it's like. What they went through, what they're going through. You know what I mean? This couch is welcome to whomever can help us be educated.
Spread the mission.
And spread this
mission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And spread this mission to all of you. If it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be no living in my truth. You know what I mean? And I appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. And thanks, and keep coming on. You know what I mean? I know the doctor brought some of y'all on here, but y'all got to keep coming on.
They got to keep coming on Wednesdays.
Come on and sit
People
down.
sit on her couch.
Sometimes we have
We need
testimony
let's get a social worker up here. Let's talk about different insurances that pay for recovery.
That's right.
Come on, let's get a nurse practitioner here and talk about more mental health.
That's
Let's
what
go.
I'm talking
Let's
about.
talk about the people
That's what I'm talking
who give
about.
out the free food to the homeless.
That's right.
Because the Sister Sutter
We're honoring
yes.
free people
Yes.
because of the excellent and God-given work that they put in the city.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And their names will be out to you guys next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they have been doing a marvelous job. And it shows and speaks for itself. You follow what I'm saying? And it's due to them. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned. And I'm grateful that I'm going to be one who's actually going to give them, an award from LMT Award. I really am. I'm very excited about it. I know we're getting ready to, get off. I mean, we can always do something together.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't do it by myself. I only can do what I can do. And this is why I bring you guys on to help me with this. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say one thing about cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine can make your heart a large heart, which give you a high risk of a heart attack. And I have seen people, my patients, actually snort so much they put a hole in their nose that they need a nose reconstruction. So when you're trying to do stuff,
That'll be me.
Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Yo,
Don't try nothing.
Snorting cocaine, I snorted for so many years, people didn't even know.
Don't try nothing.
And I was not only addicted to the cocaine, I had to have Sinex. Because I couldn't breathe when I was done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I messed up all of this in here and had to get it fixed.
Yeah.
And everything.
For a long
and
time.
not only the cocaine, I was addicted to Sinex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I smoked coke, I got addicted to sulfur with matches. We didn't use that propane thing too long, which burnt
burnt his face on fire. And still went on the stage.
Everybody put that damn propane thing
and
down.
put it on the stage.
But we started using matches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the tip of my fingers was so burnt up, I never felt them burning.
Wow.
Because you don't want the match to go out when you, you're using it. You know what I mean?
Just be careful.
Insanity.
Just talk to your kids.
Crazy.
Tell them you don't want them to try nothing. Don't even try the peer pressure. If they peer pressure, you tell your kids they're not your friends. Adults, same way. Peer pressure, adults still do the same thing. They peer pressure.
Yeah, we
just
peer,
don't try
peer
anything.
Pressure. Yes, we are.
We society also. We want to look a certain way. We want to act a certain way. We want to be a certain way. No, be yourself.
Be yourself. And you know what? Let me tell y'all before we go. See this right here? That thing is beautiful. That's why it's there. Love. I not only love what I do, in trying to help people, but I'm selfish, y'all, because this is what my program, brought to me, and it's for a good reason for all of us. All you recovering addicts and alcoholics know exactly what I'm talking about. I have learned to love me. I am in love with me and put God first before me. Then me, then everybody else. You know what I mean? And love is beautiful. It really is. It's such a powerful thing.
Love should
You know
hurt.
what I mean? The hit that I told you all about that I couldn't describe with cocaine, well, I could describe the love that I feel for me. You know what I mean? This is the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. You know what I mean? And I am grateful. I am so grateful. I am happy with me. I'm protective of me. You know what I mean? I know that I have a God, who's stronger than any and everything possible in this world.
He's a protector, he's a
He's
provider.
a protector and a provider. You understand? And he gave me for who I am.
Yeah.
For the devil taking me for who I didn't know I was. That was nice, right?
That was preacher. Go ahead.
That was cool.
Say that again.
Shoot! See, when I start feeling it, I just get them vibes. You know what I'm
Give you a
saying?
microphone.
Girl, don't
Yes.
you do it. Don't you
Say it
do it.
again.
I'm
That was
telling
deep.
you. That's why my name is T in the
Yeah,
rehab.
that's
So I
right.
be getting it
Yeah.
in. And guess what? It's only the truth.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
truth will
Set
set
you
you free.
free.
You follow what I'm
That
saying?
part,
Everything
yes.
is the truth.
Yes.
And y'all look, don't forget, please donate. I would appreciate it if you donate. Please get tickets to come to the award show. We had a ball last year. I'm throwing some last year recordings and everything up so you guys can get to see, what you missed last year. And Tracy, let your people know.
Yeah, so
you know what
come
I mean?
on,
Tracy's
come
gonna
on.
have a table.
I'll
You know
have
what
a
I mean?
table.
Come support her.
And
Let's
come
see
on
them
down.
There you go. Look,
Who
powered
said
up.
coming?
Powered up.
Yeah,
We
get
can
all the
talk
hearts.
about
I want to see
powered
all
up.
these hearts at the
That's
party.
a hard party. Powered up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, look, now is
Yeah.
the time to get y'all's
Yeah.
tickets. You get dinner, you get entertainment. You know what I mean? You're there for the awards. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be really great. It's gonna be
Nice.
awesome. This time we even gonna have some little dance time.
Okay.
That's what you want. That's to come from my brother Benny.
Okay, DJ Benny Ben.
DJ Benny Ben, my brother. You know what I mean? So
But I want to promote, I always want to one more time promote the free clinic every fourth Sunday at the Mass Jig. It's across the street from Ayfield. I don't know what that street is. It's the Mass Jig corner. Concord Road. It's from 10 to 3. You come on down. See our nurse practitioner, see our mental health practitioners. We have that, all services for $25. Or if you have medical insurance, we do take medical insurance depending on what it is.
Awesome.
Is
Is it welfare insurance included, or is it like personal insurance?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I'll ask that. I'm pretty sure insurance is insurance.
Yeah, insurance is insurance.
Yeah, so I'll ask that because
that's a good
if not,
question.
if not, like I said, Michael Functions is $25, depending on who you are. We're gonna see if we can do that for you also. But you can come get your prescription, things like that. I also have my business, Townsend Nurse Essentials. My shirt. Nursing Essentials.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got to represent it. I need.
Yeah, so come on down. You need some health and wellness coaching. You need some CPR BLS training. If you have any nursing students or you are nursing students, need help with tutoring, with math, or any fundamentals, hit a sister up on my website. You can go to Facebook, Townsend Nursing Essentials, and you can find me there. So
Tracy,
come on
we
down.
probably can do a pop-up. And get
Okay.
some other people.
Sound good.
We'll start get a pop-up.
Okay.
I'll get back to you with
All right.
that.
And I have Sister Sudica also, which is my charity. I'm no longer 503 because people were scamming me, sending the donations and stuff. So now me and my daughters just take the money out of our pocket and we help assist people. Helpers Haven, which is Philadelphia,
God bless you.
and Humility of Assistance, which are Delaware. We help assist them with feeding people that are in need, coats, jackets, and stuff like that. So again, all that stuff is on Instagram. If you wanted to donate to them, Helpers Haven, Humility Assistance to Humanity is also on Instagram. So,
Awesome. All right, y'all. I know we probably over the time because I was enjoying myself.
Sorry.
And I got a lot of education and information
And I learned
from
a lot from
Tracy,
you
and I
too,
appreciate
Tracy.
that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Tracy called me and said, look, I want to come on.
Yeah.
I said, let's get it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
And
get the education. And
anybody who
remember,
wants
this
to
is
come on.
education.
That's right.
So make sure you go to your family doctor.
That's right.
And ask anything you need to ask.
That's right.
And if you want to do more research, there's so many studies and stuff on things that I have spoken about when it comes to how these
That's
drugs
right.
affect us physically and mentally. And definitely check that out on a lot of these
if anybody is suffering with addiction, you know what I mean, and you want help, you know what I mean, I'm always available. You know, if you messenger me, you know what I'm saying, and my suggestion to you is resources. Like, you know,
it's
call
out there.
somebody, come to the rehab. There's nothing wrong with being in a rehab.
Nothing.
That's going to help you.
Yep.
You follow, if you come in with wanting that help, you got to leave with getting the help. You know what I'm saying? So, as many different rehabs out here, you can go online and you can find them all in the regions, in the areas, the whole 9 yards. Where I work is Keystone Center on Providence Avenue in Chester. Come right on in and see if you can get in Keystone, and most likely you will.
They take all
You know what I
insurances
mean?
also.
They take all the insurances, yeah. You know, so I'm always going to throw Keystone out there too. You know, because it's a good place. You know, it's the action of the disease that make people say, "Oh, that's crazy," or "This is that, this is that." No, it's just that when we go in with society, so we bring it in the place. You know what I mean? And a lot of us come out of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, it's a selfish program. You know, I'm very selfish when it comes to my recovery.
That's right.
You know, and y'all, please come to the show. That's what I'm asking. You're gonna walk the purple carpet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna walk the purple carpet. Okay? Recovery Colors is purple. I'm just telling you guys that because I'm saying the purple carpet. But thanks everybody for coming on. We appreciate
Thanks
you.
everybody.
Hey, look, I hope you got some good information tonight. I promised you will, and the doctor prevailed. You know what I mean? Sitting next to the counselor.
Ta-da!
Okay? Y'all, I'm going to leave you
All right,
with a
see you
serenity
guys.
prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God will, not ours. Thank y'all. I'm going to send you guys some
See you
hearts.
later.
Send you guys some hearts. I thank everybody.